What's going on, people? We are back again with another Moving Mad video, and this one right here is all about Miona, Jibri, and a potential new man in Miona's life. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to Miona and Jibri, these are two people that when they were 90 Day Fiancé, they definitely brought their own level of controversy. I mean, listen, we was dealing with a young lady who had moved all the way from Serbia. I don't know why that took me so long to get to it, but she was all the way from Serbia to the United States to live with Jibri and his mother and also his stepdad. Now, of course, in this relationship in particular, there was always a challenge between Miona and Jibri's mother. But since the show ended, they did obviously continue to get married, and also after getting married, what happened? Miona then set up her own ponytail business, which seemed to have done really well, and it's still doing well right now. But somewhere down the line, Jibri decided to leave and go all the way to Thailand. Now, within that timeline of him being in Thailand, well, Miona found her way all the way in California because, of course, in the season, she always spoke about how she wanted to be around the palm springs. My apologies. So there's been an evolution, or should I say maybe even like a separation between the two, because people for a while now have been asking months upon end, what is the situation? Are you two still together? Have you broken up? And each time this question was always brought to the forefront, Jibri would always say that we are still married. Now, the reason why people would ask these questions isn't just because he's in Thailand and she's still in the States and she's in California doing more of her business. It was more because once her business really left off, well, when it came to having pictures of each other on social media, they both seemed to delete the majority of those pictures they had of each other on each other's platforms, which of course definitely always sparks, the question, are they still together? Now, of course, they are still following each other, so therefore that still gives them that concreteness to say that yes, they are maybe still together. But like I said before, when Jibri is asked a question, the answer that he always gives is a very simple one: we are still married. He doesn't necessarily say that we are still together. He just says that we are still married. And when you're still married, it does make sense, but you never know. There could be a potential chance that maybe they're going for a divorce. We really don't know for sure. But for a husband to be that far away from his wife for the amount of time that he has been because he's in Thailand becoming a Buddhist is very suspect. And if we remember the tell-all, Jibri was the person that said all the time, he said that out of all the couples, him and Miona's relationship was the realest, and everybody else was fake, and everybody else would not last at all. Meanwhile, well, it looks like their relationship is probably hitting a rock bottom, because to be honest with you, the only time two people can spend that amount of time together, that amount of time away from each other, is usually if they're one, broken up, or two, someone's got a business deal. And we know that Jibri doesn't have a business deal being in Thailand. He's there literally for his own self-growth, or whatever the hell that he wants to call it. You see what I'm saying? But, which brings me to where I am now. Now, it seems as if Miona may just have a secret, my apologies, she may just have a new man in her life, and maybe this is a hint to say that her relationship with Jibri is pretty much now over, and maybe they're just going through a divorce in particular. Now, listen, I'm going to take all the credit. This information here I got it all the way from Reddit, so shout out to the person who done all the hard work. But in this little video, or picture, shall I say, you will notice that the young man in the background has a rather interesting bracelet right here, right now. And also at the same time, this young man has been caught many times, liking and, appearing in Miona's comments. And this is where it gets interesting, because it seems as if this person has now been found. And as you can see, this is the man himself, because also if you look at his arm, he's also got the bracelet. And like I said before, there's also evidence of him being on her profile liking things. But that's not where it stops though. There is a bit more to the thing. Now, at the same time, this is a man that at this moment in time, it appears as if he's got some form of successful life, okay? He's somebody that's got a very good job, and he seems to have his own home, which Jibri didn't have. And also at the same time, there are images out there of his Mercedes. Now, he's got a Mercedes, and Miona has been seen taking pictures in a Mercedes that looks pretty much identical to his one. So when people are looking at all the points together and putting two and two together, three and three together, even if that's not even a word, it does feel like as if Miona and Jibri may actually be over, and Miona has maybe moved on to somebody else. But listen, all of this is nothing but a speculation, but let's be real. Let's be 100% real. In your life, if you and your partner don't see each other for months upon ends, what does that usually mean? Like I said, unless he's got a business deal elsewhere, which he hasn't, why else? Do you see what I'm saying? So that does obviously become very suspect. Now, also at the same time, we live in a world now where when people are no longer together, they usually do start to delete things off of their social media. So therefore, the image of them isn't portrayed as if they are actually together. And let's be real, when it comes to Miona now, she's got two profiles on Instagram. She's got one for her business and one that's personal. So we couldn't even say that she was deleting things to try and make room for her business, because that's not the case. And also at the same time with Jibri now, he's just got one account. So that also explains a lot too. Now, again, there are still pictures here and there of them too, but let's be real though. One thing that I can say for sure that I can say for sure when it comes to Jibri and Miona is that they've always been very good at selling the product, always been very good at, you know, making sure that they're able to be they're very good at advertising. That's something that they did throughout the whole season, and that's something that they done very, very well even after the season's over, and he was helping her with her business in terms of help promote it, you know, always making videos about how the product was just selling out so quickly and all the boxes that they were getting into order, whether or not they were faking until making it doesn't matter. When it comes to strategy of how to really sell a product, these two are very, very, very good at it. So my point is, people who are very good at that are also very good at lying, or also very good at hiding the truth. But of course, when it comes to the internet, no matter how good you are hiding things, the internet always seems to find a way to win. And this is where we are in a position where the speculation is getting higher and higher now about these two potentially being over and Miona now moving on with somebody else. Because in reality, why would she be spending time with somebody else? But there's also another thing that I also forgot too. Miona has also posted several times without her wedding ring as well. Now, of course, why would someone who's married not wear their wedding ring? That doesn't make any sense to the slightest. That is always very, very much suspect. But either way, like I said before, she's out here having a loving meal with some random guy. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're a beautiful woman and you're out having a nice meal with a nice melanin man, I can tell you this now, that man has only got one thing in his mind, you know what I'm saying? Maybe two. Number one, he wants to wife you. Number two, he wants to smash. But number two is definitely always going to be in the cards for him, you know what I mean? Even if he can't wife you. So right now it's looking as if Miona may have just moved on, because to be honest with you, speaking from a man of color, all I can say is this: if I was going to go on a date with somebody like her now, unless of course I'm in a relationship, but if I'm single, I don't give a damn about your husband. That's not a me problem. That's a you problem. I'm just keeping it 100. You know what I mean? He was just warming you up for me. No, he just brought you to the States for me. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't gonna go to Serbia and pick you up. But he brought you here. Now I'm gonna reap the rewards. Oh, dude. Yeah, I do make myself laugh. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. Either way, though. Either way though, it'd be very, very good and interesting to see what you guys are going to say in the comment section. But just to summarize one more time, I know I said a whole lot of things about all the evidence that we have at hand. One, Miona is no longer wearing her wedding ring in most uploads that she does, or some of the uploads that she has, which is very suspect. Jibri has now been gone to Thailand for a very, very long time, becoming a Buddhist, and that is very much suspect. As soon as Miona's business obviously blew up and started going well, all of a sudden they both started to remove each other's images off of social media, which again is also very suspect. You know what I mean? 4, we're now in a position where we're seeing Miona out on potentially a date with somebody else, who's definitely a man, and it doesn't seem to be as if there's anyone else on there, so that is very suspect. And also 5, to be fair, it's not like the person that she's seeing is somebody that does the same kind of line of work that she does. It's not like someone who, it's not like we can call it a business meeting if you ask me personally, but hey, just saying to you, those are the 5 points that I've obviously cooked up, and these are the things that I do believe strongly say that these two are longer together and they are maybe going for a divorce or whatever the hell they're doing. But hey, let me know what you're thinking. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.